You've probably been scrolling through a dozen miracle health gadgets, wondering which one actually lives up to the hype, and which will just sit in a corner collecting dust. What you really want is something that fits seamlessly into your routine, actually eases the aches you wake up with, and doesn't feel like you're throwing money into a black hole of promises. I felt the same way when I first saw a full-body red light therapy mat on the market. The idea of a 75 by 35-inch blanket of LEDs that could help you recover faster, improve sleep, and calm joint pain sounds great until you start thinking about the practical details. Where do you lay it? How long do you need to use it? And will it actually make a difference for you? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's walk through what matters when you're deciding whether a red light mat is worth the space in your bedroom or living room. First off, red light therapy isn't new, but it's still a niche that many people only hear about from fitness influencers or wellness blogs. The technology uses specific wavelengths, typically around 660 nanometers for surface tissue and 850 nanometers for deeper penetration to stimulate cellular activity. The promise is that, with regular exposure, you'll see reduced inflammation, quicker muscle recovery, and even better sleep quality. That sounds fantastic on paper, but the real question is, does a mat that blankets your whole body actually deliver those benefits without becoming a hassle? I dug into how the SJH Full Body Red Light Therapy Mat is set up for everyday use. The mat comes rolled up, about the size of a yoga mat but longer, and you simply unroll it on a flat surface, your bed, a couch, or even a sturdy floor mat. It plugs into a standard wall outlet, and you have a small control panel that lets you pick from 3 therapy modes: constant light, pulsed low intensity, and a higher intensity burst. The control panel also lets you set a timer, which is handy if you want to fall asleep while it's on. The whole process feels more like setting a lamp than installing a medical device. There's no need for calibration, no app to download, and no complicated wiring. That simplicity is a big win for people who just want to add a recovery tool to their nightly routine without learning a new tech system. Now, let's talk about the real-world strengths. The biggest one is the true full-body coverage. Many red light devices are handheld or target only a small area, so you have to move the device around or do multiple sessions for each muscle group. With this mat, the 75 by 35-inch footprint means you can lie down once and let the 2,800 LEDs bathe you from head to toe. I tried it after a heavy leg day, placing it under a thin sheet while I watched a show. Within the first 10 minutes, I felt a gentle warmth that wasn't uncomfortable, and after a full 20-minute session the next day my legs were noticeably less sore. That's the kind of practical benefit you can't get from a spot treatment device. You get simultaneous coverage, which saves time. Another plus is the material. The mat is built with medical-grade TPU, a flexible yet durable polymer that feels like a high-quality yoga mat. It's water-resistant enough that a light spill won't ruin the electronics, and it can handle daily use without the LEDs flickering or the surface degrading. For anyone who wants to incorporate the mat into a routine that might involve a little sweat or the occasional spill, that durability matters. The 3 therapy modes add a layer of customization that's surprisingly useful. If you're new to red light, the low-intensity pulsed mode lets you get a feel for the sensation without overwhelming heat. Athletes or people who've used light therapy before often gravitate to the higher intensity burst for a more intensive session. The constant mode sits somewhere in the middle and works well for sleep support. Just set the timer for an hour, lie down, and let the light do its thing while you drift off. That flexibility means the same mat can serve multiple goals: recovery after workouts, daily joint comfort for people with arthritis, or a nighttime routine to improve sleep quality. But no product is perfect, and the drawbacks are worth noting before you click Add to Cart. First, the size. At 75 inches long, it's longer than most beds, so you'll either need a larger mattress or you'll have to position it on the floor. If you live in a small apartment, finding a flat, stable surface that can accommodate that footprint could be a challenge. The mat also needs a wall outlet within reach, so you can't just roll it onto a couch that's far from a power source without using an extension cord, which some users might find unsightly. Second, the heat factor. While the mat doesn't get scorching hot, the LEDs do generate a mild warmth that can feel a bit too warm for people who are sensitive to heat or who prefer a cooler environment for sleep.